Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we're making a recipe that I keep very close to my heart, as it's another dish from my mother's recipe box that I enjoyed as a child and even today because it truly is comfort food at its best. We're talking my mother's lentil stew with sweet potatoes. And let me tell you, this dish is packed with so many great textures and flavors, and it truly defines what heartwarming feel-good food is all about. Folks, this recipe is easy to make, made with the most basic pantry staples, and all done in about 40 minutes. Really quick before we start, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Tommy Williams, Jim Schowler, Sean Murphy, and Barbara Eastman. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. All right, let's just dive right into this recipe. I'm gonna heat a stock pot with a medium heat and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. After a couple minutes, I'm going to add in 1 small onion that I finely chop, 4 cloves of garlic that I roughly chop, 1 red and 1 green bell pepper that I finely chop, and 1 carrot that's been peeled and roughly chopped. And we'll give it a mix, that way all the vegetables are coated in the olive oil. And as always, I like to mix this continuously, that way the veggies don't brown too quickly and they all evenly saute. After 3 to 4 minutes, and the vegetables are lightly sauteed, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.5 grams. And we'll give it a quick mix, that way the paprika is evenly coating all the vegetables. As always, the Spanish paprika I'm using is from Kiva, link where you can get some in the description box below, and if you buy it from that link, you'll also get 25% off your order. Then we'll add in half a cup of tomato sauce, which is 120 grams. I made my tomato sauce by finely grating tomatoes, but you can also use canned tomato sauce here, or even passata. And we'll give it a mix until everything's well mixed together, and then simmer it for a couple minutes without mixing the mixture. In the meantime, let's get the rest of our ingredients ready. I'm going to cut 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes that have already been peeled, washed, and patted dry, each one to bite-sized pieces that are 2 centimeters thick, which is about 3/4 of an inch. And we'll also measure out 1 cup of dried lentils, which is 130 grams. Then add them into a fine sieve and rinse them under some water. To make this recipe, I'm using brown lentils, but you can also use the green ones. Either way, you don't want to use red lentils to make this recipe, as with the method we're going to cook them in, they're going to easily split open and completely break apart. Okay, let's move back to the stock pot. Once the tomato sauce has slightly thickened, it's been cooking for about 4 minutes, I'm going to add in the chopped up sweet potatoes, the 1 cup of dried lentils, and 5 cups of water, which is 1200 milliliters. Of course, you can use different liquids here, such as vegetable broth or chicken broth. However, my mother prefers to use water, that way the liquid doesn't overpower the flavors of the stew. Then we'll add in 1 bay leaf, turn it up to a high heat, and give it a gentle mix. Once it comes to a boil, we'll place the lid on the stock pot and lower it to a low heat, and we're going to simmer this between 20 to 25 minutes or until those lentils and sweet potatoes are perfectly cooked through. After 20 to 25 minutes, all the ingredients should be perfectly cooked through. You know, you can always pierce one of the sweet potatoes, and if it easily goes in there, they are ready to go. And as for the lentils, give one of them a try. If they're nice and soft, they're ready. If you see they're still a little hard, you simmer this for a few more minutes and add in more liquid in there if you need to. At this point, I'm going to season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a gentle mix until everything's well mixed together. And like I've told you in the past, when you're working with dried beans, you want to season them at the end once they're fully cooked through. If you season them beforehand, they're going to end up with a tough texture and it's going to take them longer to cook. Then we'll remove the stock pot from the heat and transfer some of the stew into a shallow bowl. And for the final touch, we'll garnish with some fresh parsley. Check it out, my mother's lentil stew with sweet potatoes. What we call in my house, lentejas de la abuela. Easy to make, beautiful presentation, and all done in about 40 minutes. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. As always, folks, now it's time for the moment of truth. Let's see how this tastes. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Here we go. Check that out. It is absolutely delicious. Even though, in all honesty, it's not quite as good as my mother's, but it still hits the spot. You know, you give this a try at home, serve it next to a crunchy baguette and a bottle of Spanish wine, you're gonna have yourself a nutritious and delicious meal. Truly the kind of food we should all be eating. You enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.